What is imagery? Imagery is the author's use of language that appeals to the five senses in order to help the reader imagine exactly what is being described. So these are the words that help you form a picture in your mind or a movie in your mind of what is actually happening. So things that go to sight, smell, taste, touch, and sound. Here are some examples of imagery as related to the five senses. So the first one I'm going to start with is sense of sight. The tiny red ant climbed up the broken twig. So the imagery here is the tiny red that helps you get a picture of what the sentence is telling you. And then broken twig. The next one is the sense of smell. The sweet smell of freshly baked apple filled the air. So the imagery here is the sweet smell and freshly baked. So you should have almost been able to smell what apple pie smells like. The next one is the sense of taste. One bite of the sour lemon caused my lips to pucker. So the imagery here is sour lemon and pucker because we know what that might look like. The sense of sound, the car squeaked every time I hit a bump in the road. So the word squeaked is the imagery, and that is a sound like onomatopoeia that we can actually hear. And then the sense of touch. The sharp edge of the paper cut my finger and made it sting. So you can almost feel what that would feel like if you got a paper cut because of how it explained it, the sharp edge and sting. Here's just another look at the meaning of imagery. An author's use of language that appeals to the five senses to help you paint a picture in your mind. So words that would go with touch would be soft, rough, smooth, bumpy. The sense of smell, stinky, clean, sweet, strong. Sense of sight, shiny, bright, dull, colorful. Some words that go with sound, rumbling, booming, quiet. And taste, spicy, sour, grass, salty. Here's another list of examples of sensory words that go with touch, hearing, sight, taste, and smell. Next, I would like you to pause the video, and I want you to choose one word from each of the different sensory categories that you might be able to use when you write poetry. And here are a couple poems that have imagery, and then up at the top, there are some sentences that appeal to the sense of taste, sound, sight, smell, and touch. So taste. The familiar tang is your imagery word, of his grandmother's cranberry sauce reminded him of his youth. Okay, the sense of sound. The concert was so loud that her ears rang for days afterward. So it was so loud and her ears rang. Sight. The sunset was the most gorgeous they'd ever seen. The clouds were edged with pink and gold. So most gorgeous, clouds were edged with pink and gold. Those are the things that help you picture in your mind. Smell. After eating the curry, his breath reeked of garlic. So we've got reeked here. Touch. The tree bark was rough against the skin. So the tree bark, and it's rough, and we can feel what that might feel like if it was touching our skin. The next poem right here. If only I could catch my dreams and keep them in a jar, I'd watch them dance like fireflies, flickering like stars. They would grow and I'd let them go to see how far they'd fly, lighting up the pitch black night as they soar throughout the sky. All right, so dance like fireflies gives you a good picture in your mind. Flickering like stars, we can picture that. Lighting up the pitch black night, instead of just saying black, it's pitch black night as they soar throughout the sky. And here's a very simple poem about baseball. I smell freshly mowed grass. I hear the fans cheering my name. I taste the after-game snack. I feel confident that I will play good. I see the ball coming to me. I know my team will win. So each of those five senses, there is a sentence to go along with it. Next, we're going to look at a seasonal sensory poem. A seasonal poem is about a season and it's free verse, which means it does not rhyme. It highlights your 5 senses. It has 7 lines that follow these rules. So line 1, you're going to name the season. Line 2, something you see in the season. Line 3, something you smell in the season. Line 4, something you hear in the season. Line 5, something you taste. Line 6, something you touch, and then the name of the season. So here's an example. Summer, boats on the water, hot dogs cooking on the grill, children playing in the yard, tasty ice cream with many scoops, dangling toes in cool water, summer. Next, I'm going to model how to write a seasonal sensory poem. So this is my planning page. So I'm going to start with the season of my choice, and I'm going to choose summer. Next, I need to think of something that I see in this season. And I chose butterflies fluttering by. Now line 3 is something you smell during the season. And in the summer, I smell freshly mowed grass. Line 4, something you hear during the season. And in the summer, I hear sizzling hot grills. Line 5, something I taste in this season. Okay, and I taste juicy red watermelon. Line 6, something you touch during the season. So I touch the scorching hot pavement. And then my line 7, I just need to restate the name of the season I chose. This is how my seasonal sensory poem sounds. Summer, butterflies fluttering by, freshly mowed grass, sizzling hot grills, juicy red watermelon, scorching hot pavement, summer.